1923's first season just wrapped of the Paramount Plus, giving fans of the Yellowstone universe further insight into the Dutton family, but not without leaving their cliffhangers to assure audiences come back for more. During the 1923 variety television screening series, cast member
Well, I knew he was a veteran. I knew that, and I knew he was a big game hunter. I knew he was the son of Tim and Faith's characters and the brother to Elsa and John. That's about as far as it went. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Just a couple little nuggets. Yeah, but we kind of all discovered it as he wrote it. We going in, none of us really knew that much, right?
No. I thought I was going to be dead and gone early. And every day at Cowboy Camp, you'd get so mad at me because I'd come and I'd be like, I think I'm not going to be around for a while.
You're not going to die.
And Brandon would be like, Julia, you're the romantic lead of our storyline. You're not dying. And I was like, I don't know. And he'd get so mad. But we didn't know much. And we'd get the scripts. And as they came, we would all quarantine to our own rooms and read them, and then afterwards be like, we gotta talk about this, and get together and talk about it. But yeah, with Alex, I knew she was royalty. Taylor early on told me she was 22nd in line to the throne or something like that, and
22nd
specifically. Yeah, I knew that she was there for her engagement trip and a countess. But every script you get, you're just learning more and more.
Agreed. Yeah, I didn't really know a lot either, to be honest. I don't even think I knew that Tiana was a rainwater when I was first auditioning for the show. And to be honest, I didn't know Yellowstone. So it was kind of just, I was here to tell our stories, really, and that's the gold, baby. I keep saying baby. Baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I think the cool thing is we all were so equally excited to read the scripts. Mm-hmm. Even though we were a part of the story, I was just so excited to know what happened to your characters, let alone mine. But that's rare with writing, so that was special about Taylor.
Yeah. Julia, you mentioned Cowboy Camp. Share what...
Brandon Sklenar, Julia Schlaepfer, Aminah Nieves and Michelle Randolph reflected on the biggest challenges they encountered while filming the show and working with creator Taylor Sheridan, who aims for as much authenticity as possible, sent his cast to Cowboy Camp, a 2-week program that taught them how to ride, horse and shoot gun, before filming began. Nieves said, "We were battered and bruised on our butt cheeks. It was intense, but honestly, the wranglers and the entire team were a class act." She continued, "They're incredible teachers and just incredible people. Cast didn't know much about their characters before shooting." Sklenar said of his character Spencer Dutton, "I knew he was a big game hunter and that he was the son of Tim and Faith's characters, but that's as far as it got." Schlaepfer, who plays Alexandra, was convinced she would have a short-lived stint on the show. "I thought I was going to be dead and gone early." Sklenar said the biggest challenge was filming the water scenes. "We needed to get ready to be underwater for a while and get comfortable being in the tight space," he said. "It's only a few minutes, but we were in there for 5 days." Randolph revealed that her hardest scene was running away in the buggy, which was originally conceived with a stunt double. "The person who was steering it was underneath the floorboards, and I was supposed to use my stunt double," she said. "We were trying to get a shot and I thought that the horses were going to run away with me. That was my hardest scene. Physically." Nieves, who portrays young Native American Tiana Rainwater, took a moment to discuss the importance of her character. "Getting to bring Tiana to life, not only for you guys but for all of our indigenous relatives, is extremely important." She said, "There's so much great Native and indigenous television now, and it's only going to continue to grow and, most importantly, tell this specific story. I hope that this story allows you to realize that you could never bury us. We are here, and here to stay."
Right?
Yes, they were. And I actually did that audition tape in Crow and in English 3 times, I think. I performed it twice for Tay, and then I put it on tape. But getting to bring Tiana to life, not only for you guys, but for all of our Indigenous relatives, is extremely important, and it is a deep, deep honor to be here. Thanks. And honestly, what a privilege to be here on the uprise of us really coming to Hollywood. You know, I think there's so much great Native and Indigenous television now, and it's only going to continue to grow. And most importantly, to tell this specific story. That was something that was equally as scary as amazing. You know, there's so much weight to it in all the ways that you can imagine. But I really hope that, you know, this story has allowed anyone who didn't know about the boarding schools and assimilation in general to find a new, well, just really to research and to realize that you could never bury us. And we are here, and we're here to stay.
I have to ask, did you have theories about your character and how she ties into the whole story? Like, what was your thinking?
Well, like I said, I didn't know Yellowstone, so I was like, okay, rainwater, rad. My theories were really just Taylor. Taylor is such a realist, and he's an advocate for the Indigenous community in Turtle Island. So I feel like that's where it fit, because it's the truth. It's what actually happened, and he felt like he needed to tell the story, you know. And thank God, because now everyone is witnessing it in real time, and there's you have no way to escape it now. It's in your face, and it should be.
Incredible. We have to talk about your incredible co-stars, Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren, Timothy Dalton. Talk about lessons that you've learned from them, or just observing them.
I had a master class of acting every single day I was on set with Helen and Harrison. It was the coolest thing, especially Helen, because I was working really closely with her in certain scenes, and they are just so authentically themselves, and they add so much to a scene as scene partners. Like, you literally cannot ask for a better scene partner. I learned so much. And then as people too, they're so gracious and kind, and I will take things that they taught me with me for the rest of my career. And I can't give away the secrets because there's a lot of them. Helen and I got real deep in the cast chairs. There was actually one day I walked on set and sorry, I'm gonna tell you a secret. No, it's not. It's just kind of embarrassing of me. I walked on set and there was my chair, and then Harrison's, and then Helen's, and I was like, one is not like the other. And I took a photo, and my mom printed it out and gave it to me for Christmas.
It's a very physical show. So what were some of the most challenging scenes for you to shoot this season?
The water. The water was really challenging. Jason Rodriguez, our stunt guy, came up to us. He was like, "You guys can swim, right?" I was like, "Yeah. Yeah, I can swim. I'm a good swimmer. I'm in shape." Nah, I can't swim. Hardly. I hadn't swum a lap in probably 10 years. I was like, I go to Malibu and flail around in the water. It's not swimming. I ain't swimming. So, well, we had to get ready to do that and just to be underwater for a while and get comfortable being in tight spaces underwater. It's crazy because in the show it's only a few minutes, but we were in there for 5 days and swimming. And our director for that episode, Guy Ferlin, was hilarious because we'd be out in the tank for hours, just like shivering. And Taylor writes these scenes where he's got action, and in the middle is this really heartfelt, emotional moment and some dialogue, and then more action. So your nervous system is just in overdrive, and you don't know what the hell's going on. And you're shaking, and you're cold, and you're crying, and you're yelling. And we'd come in off the water, and Guy Ferlin would be like, buddy, man, it really looked like you guys were struggling out there. It's really good. So whatever you're doing is really good, because it looks pretty real. I'm like, Guy, it looks real because it is real. I'm literally drowning, and I'm freezing, and I'm very sad. So I'm happy that it's good.
Yeah, I mean, ditto. We were hurting. We were blue. That we got in trouble a lot because during that week, we would be like those scenes, those parts where I'm like screaming like Spencer, and he's like Alex, and we knew they would literally gauge when they needed to pull us out of the water, because we would stop screaming our characters' names and start screaming each other's names because we were literally drowning. I'd be like, Brandon! And he'd be like, Julia! And we didn't even know, and they pulled us out of the water. And they're like, yeah, you guys, we had to pull you out when you started saying each other's names for real. And we were like, what? And we would just like go into the warming trailer and like lie comatose for 30 minutes shaking, but would do it again.
Yeah, it was great. A lot of fun. It was good. A lot of fun. Recommend it. If you're ever in Malta.
Would recommend. Hit the water tank,
There's a really
baby.
big water tank.
Yeah.
If you want to get in there and flail around for a few days, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's good.
You know, everybody's going to go back and watch that scene again now. A completely different take on it. Aminah, what about for you? What was the most challenging scene for you to shoot?
Well, damn. It's not going to be a funny one. I think for me it had to be a tie between, if you haven't watched every episode, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm about to drop a huge fucking spoiler. But when Tiana and Sister Mary, I am the land, no, I am the land, and I'm killing you, that one. And then the scene in episode 7 with Hank, when Hank died. Those had to be some of the most difficult scenes for me to film. Only for all the reasons, but mostly because I think in that moment, Tiana isn't killing Sister Mary out of pure anger. She isn't killing for fun. She's really, when she's saying those words, no, I am the land, and no, I am killing you, she's saying we're more alike than what you think, and we walk the same soil, we drink the same water, and yet you decided to completely genocide me and my people on stolen land. And yeah, that's right, girl. Stolen. And so that was hard, because really Tiana was having a lot of compassion for her when Sister Mary never did for her.
I'd say, honestly, my hardest scene was probably when I was running away in the buggy, because I actually felt like I was in a runaway buggy. The person who was steering it was underneath the floorboards, and I was supposed to use my stunt double. We were trying to get a shot, and I thought that the horses were going to run away with me. So that was my hardest scene. Physically, not emotionally. I think that's pretty obvious what that one was.
Let's talk about, what you've learned from working with Taylor, and yourself as actors, coming into this and being on the set, going through all the training and going on this journey with the characters that we're just beginning to discover.
I mean, it's been the most challenging thing I've ever done, but the most rewarding. And the wonderful thing about Taylor is that he trusts us completely. From day one, he was like, go. And we were like, okay. But for that reason, we started to really trust ourselves along the way. And, Helen and Harrison showed up to Cowboy Camp and really treated us all like equals, which is so generous and so wonderful. And So we had to show up every day. We'd be walking down the streets in Cape Town some days when we were filming these huge scenes with like 800 extras, and we'd be like, they trusted us two idiots to do this. Like, we gotta like really pull our shit together. But you know, I think it was, you learn how to trust yourself and to just forge ahead and do the best you can. And the work was all that mattered to us, I would say. And so, you know, Taylor's so incredible, and he writes these incredible things for us. And he says, go do it. Go do it. Just go. I cast you. I wanted you. Just do the thing. Like, we went for rehearsal in Texas. He was like, I want you guys to come rehearse with me in Texas before you guys go to Africa. And we got there. We read through the whole, like, all 8 episodes in one day. And then he was like, yeah, let's not do it again. Just do that. And we were like, okay. But yeah, it was really learning how to trust yourself. And yeah, it was incredible.
You get on that first set and you're like, oh shit, all right, I guess we got to do this thing now. And you see the scale of these sets, and you feel the weight of it. Like we said before, you feel the weight of the responsibility. And that was definitely, like, it's like going through the birth canal a little bit, because it's uncharted territory for all of us, I think, you know, in our careers and as actors, and to step into that, your strength as an actor and as a person in this business and on a set. And our schedule was really insane, and shot, I'm not used to that kind of schedule, done a lot of films, and shot 6 days a week, and you're flying on the 7th day, and you can't do all the things you normally do that make you feel sane and comfortable. You know, you can't eat the foods you want to eat. You can't sleep enough. You can't work out. All the things you do, you eliminate all those things. It's hard. It's hard. It adds to it. But yeah, I mean, echoing what you said, just on the other side of that, you feel so much stronger and more capable, and you know, your belief in yourself and your work is elevated, because he really does trust you to do it, and he gives you that. It's such a gift, because not a lot of people do that. Yeah.
He really does trust us. He does. I remember him saying, whatever you do, here we go, whatever you do, don't get an acting teacher. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. He was like, don't rehearse it. I was like, yeah, okay. He's like, no, I mean it. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. But he trusts you so much. And he would sometimes, you know, call me late at night, and a lot of the actors in general, and be like, don't change it. And I'm like, what? Like, hello? He's like, whatever you're doing, don't lose it, Tiger. And I'm like, okay, thank you, because I really didn't think I did a good job. But he trusts you, and it's so beautiful to work with someone like that just gives you freedom. And even Ben Richardson, our director too, he gave us ultimate freedom, and it was such a safe space working with everyone on this project. Even just being with these kids all the time, and I mean, they're my best friends, and it's just safety here, and I really enjoy it. I feel like a nerd.
Michelle?
The cool thing about Taylor is I think his casting is so spot on. When I met all of them, I mean, actually, I knew who all of you were before because I Googled you, but but I was like, you are Spencer, and you are Alexandra, and you are Tiana, and it just made sense. And that freedom, it gives you a confidence to really trust yourself. Because Taylor trusts you. And also Ben Richardson, our director, is amazing, and he is a perfectionist. So in any scene, I felt so vulnerable, but also knew that if at any moment he thought something wasn't looking proper, he would tell you. And it's really important to have those safe people that you can trust. And I'm also so grateful for our cast, because we were all each other's support system throughout this. And it was big shoes to fill.